Good afternoon and thank you for joining us. I'm Gabriel Johnson. National Rail Safety Week is putting a spotlight on train crossing dangers. In Berkeley County, deputies say too many drivers are taking risks that can turn tragic. News 2's AC Barker tells us how law enforcement hopes to change that.
Trains can't swerve, and at 55 miles an hour, it takes them the length of about 18 football fields to come to a complete stop. During National Rail Safety Week, Berkeley County deputies are using that reality to warn drivers after several recent crashes.
The most common cause we see is people driving around the gates, not being patient, or simply not looking.
Nationwide, a train crash happens about every 3 hours. Here in South Carolina last year, there were 58 incidents at railroad crossings, and 17 people were struck while trespassing on the tracks.
It's not like a car where you can swerve to avoid it. They can only go in one direction.
Deputies point to trouble spots like Highway 52 and Red Bank Road in Goose Creek, one of the busiest crossings in Berkeley County. Officials say they've seen drivers try to beat the gates there, even after medians were put in to block dangerous detours.
Because it's equivalent to you taking a tin can in your hand and squeezing it. We're talking these locomotives are 200 tons, whereas your car is 26,000 pounds. The heavier object always wins.
Look closely at any crossing and you'll see a little blue sign like this one. It has an emergency number to call if a vehicle ever gets stuck on the tracks, helping dispatchers halt trains in time.
That way, all the trains, they can stop them prior to coming. If you don't call anybody, you don't tell anybody, the trains don't know.
Deputies say they're pushing the See Tracks, Think Train message to prevent these kinds of tragedies and reminding people that a few extra seconds at a crossing could save a life.
We just want everybody to pay attention to the crossing gates, take extra second to look both ways before they cross.
Deputies say their goal is target zero, no traffic deaths in Berkeley County. They hope this campaign reminds everyone that taking a few extra seconds at a crossing could save a life. In Moncks Corner, AC Barker, Count on 2.
Well, Brant, for being around the peak of hurricane season, we've seen some beautiful weather.
We really have, and it's going to continue as we go towards this weekend. Took a look at the tropics this afternoon, and it's looking even better for the long range here. We're going to talk about that here. Here's what we have going on out towards Somerville. Just a few happy cumulus clouds out there. Notice they're not going vertical. They're not going really, really tall here. So that's when you can tell when you're starting to get some shower and thunderstorm activity. But notice they're a little bit flat. They're like pancakes more than anything. We like that. That means the environment is relatively stable this afternoon. Now we have a few that are trying to get going. You head to the southwest towards Savannah, west of the Savannah River here. You got a few thunderstorms trying to pop up there. A lot of those will likely not make it to the low country. A few of them might make it to Colleton County. So if you're planning on walking the dog, as JoJo says, tonight's a great night. Anytime, going from 84 to 81, 75 by 9 p.m. But JoJo's ready. He's got his posture ready to go. It's so funny. Here we go. Next 12 hours. I'm telling you, we're looking at dry conditions here. Does this forecast repeat into tomorrow and into Sunday? A lot of events going on. Sweet Tea Festival, Somerville. So what we're going to do is we're going to kind of time this out as we move forward here. Here's what the next couple of days are looking like. Sneak peek, looking at those mid to maybe some upper 80s there as we get towards Friday and Saturday. Sunday, starting to highlight maybe a 30% chance of showers and thunderstorms here. Northeasterly winds about 10 to 15 miles per hour. Could be looking at some rip current risk and could be actually looking at some breezy conditions as we head into the later portion of the weekend. We're going to talk about that at length coming up here, but let's talk some traffic as people are heading home and trying to navigate the roadways and waterways. Some people take the waterways. We are looking at a little bit of a slowdown there, 526. Notice a lot of yellow up there. And you can see that we're still moving forward, though. It's starting to get a little bit more congested, but that's a lot better than a lot of 4 o'clock traffic pictures we take of this bridge. It's looking better today. Here's what the times are showing. Look at about 35 minutes. Mount Pleasant to West Ashley, downtown Somerville about 30 minutes. West Ashley, Mount Pleasant about 25 minutes. Really not too bad. Some days you're looking at an hour from Mount Pleasant to West Ashley. No accidents to report. If that changes, we'll be sure to let you know.
Families in Williamsburg County could soon see a brand new YMCA right in their community. Officials say the goal is to bring people together while giving young people positive outlets to keep them off of the streets. News 2's Delilah James spoke with YMCA leaders about their efforts and what's being done to bridge the gap.
Mental health, wellness, recreational activities, and tutoring services are just some of the many initiatives the YMCA of Coastal Carolina is working to bring to rural areas in Williamsburg County. The YMCA of Coastal Carolina currently provides in-house services in Georgetown and Horry counties and offers YMCA on Wheels to other areas where demand is growing, including Andrews and Kingstree. With the crime on the rise in Williamsburg County, officials say it's crucial to create programs that keep kids off the streets. That includes sports programs, after-school tutoring, and mental health wellness checks. David Bird, president of the Coastal Carolina YMCA, says bringing a YMCA to Williamsburg County is about giving people a place they feel safe and supported, no matter what else is going on in their lives.
I believe the Y really does bring to a community is not a program but hope. Many of our kids today, many of our families today, not just in rural communities, just don't have that sense of hope. There's a lot of uncertainty in the world. There's a lot of uncertainty in just your local communities. We really believe safety is top of mind. Violence prevention, the YMCA can cut across that.
Officials tell me they're still in the planning phases of this new facility, but until then, they will continue providing services through their YMCA on Wheels program. And as always, you can count on 2 to bring you updates as we learn more. Reporting in Horry County, I'm Delilah James, count on 2.
Dorchester District 2 is seeing major success with its new free meal program. Since expanding the federally funded community eligibility provision to all schools, the district reports serving 20,000 more breakfasts and 30,000 more lunches this August compared to last year. Superintendent Chad Daughtry says the program is about more than numbers. It ensures students are nourished and ready to learn. Teachers and principals say the change has lifted financial stress off families and brought noticeable improvements into the classroom.
Next on News 2.
The Mount Pleasant Chamber of Commerce held their 15th annual Business and Community Expo today. We have more on this coming up.
All right, we have our weather artist of the day. Got to show off this picture here from Gabrielle Hoffa from Knightsville Elementary. Look at the trees here. These are so well done. And I don't know if you can see, there's a little bit of mist surrounding this. Looks like in the foothills of the Southern Appalachian Mountains is where you get a scene like this. Very, very cool. We love it. Thank you so much for sending that in. Guys, listen, if you want to send in your picture, include your name, age, and school, mail to 210 West Coleman Boulevard, Mount Pleasant, South Carolina, 29464, or you can email us at stormteam2@wcbd.com. Gabriella, congratulations. You are our weather artist of the day.
We just passed the peak of hurricane season and are fortunate that we have not seen much tropical activity here in the Lowcountry, but it's still important to be prepared. Our chief meteorologist, Rob Fowler, joins us live in Mount Pleasant today to tell us more of what we need to know before a storm. Good afternoon, Rob.
Hey, Gabriel, good afternoon. You said it exactly perfectly, that things have been really quiet, but doesn't always mean it's going to stay that way. And you got to be prepared anyway, just in case. And we're back at Generator Super Center as we continue to kind of talk about generators and how important they are, just in case we do have not just a hurricane, but any other kind of big weather event. Jessica's joining us here. And this is the generator that you guys, one of the ones that you sell, and it's just very important to have that in your house.
It is. This is our time of the year. We look forward to it every year, meet new people. Our phones are always lit up with people with just in general questions about what they really need. And then we'll deploy somebody to your home for, just an overall power check and see what you need, what level of generator you need.
If you could pick out one question, what's the most asked question when people get you guys on the phone?
Will it really come on when I lose electric? And the answer is yes. It will come on in about 30 seconds, 30 to 60 seconds after your power is turned off by the storm.
Well, obviously, some people have found out about you guys because Outer Banks, the show on Netflix, called you guys. You got a phone call. Tell us about that phone call.
Well, it was really fun. That was very strange at first. We didn't understand, but then now we understand. We are lending them a generator for the filming and our Generac generator, and hopefully it will say Generator Super Center on the front. So we're really excited to be a part of that because it's a part of Mount Pleasant now.
But this isn't that they're going to use the generator to power. This is going to be a prop in the show.
That is correct. We're really excited about it. It'll be right here in Mount Pleasant. So we've been working with the team on that.
Well, John B. powers it up. Can you let us know?
Absolutely. And we're hoping John B. will sign it. That will stay in our Generac store.
All right, well, we're going to talk more about generators and how important they are here at Generator Super Center. Right now, we're going to talk about what's going on in the weather. Here's meteorologist Brant Beckman back at our News 2 studios. Thank you, Jessica.
Some pretty important technology, and even more so when Outer Banks comes calling.
Oh, yeah, 100%. You think about where we were even 30, 40 years ago and where we are today with that kind of technology. Exactly. We've come a long way, but it pays to just be prepared in the smallest ways as well. Making sure that you have a to-go kit, a box where you're like, here's my important documents, ready to go. That's like for anything, not just hurricanes, wildfires, whatever.
Just gotta be ready. You never know.
It's a nice thing to be ready. You're not going to need it this weekend, I don't think. We're looking really good. Here's a look out towards IOP. And you got folks taking advantage of the nice weather out there. And we're looking at low rip current risk, nice warm temperatures. Surely this continues with no sort of ups or downs with this, right? Yeah, maybe. Yeah, we're going to see a little something, a little bit of a difference as we head later on into this weekend. Notice the sea breeze here trying to kick off a few thunder showers near Carlton County. I think a lot of it's not even reaching the surface, so you're getting this vertical development. And Georgetown County just now getting, in the last 10 minutes, we were clear. Now we're getting a little something here about 5-10 miles northwest of town there in the county, so it might be getting a little bit of a shower there. A lot of this is going to dissipate. In fact, all of it should dissipate tonight going into early tomorrow morning. Moisture is going to start building a little bit more into the region as we head towards this weekend, starting with Friday. Nose Fibercast has shown maybe 1 or 2 thunderstorms could take advantage of the sea breeze and the buildup of moisture and present just a few obstacles here or there, but I think the vast majority of us stay dry. Friday night going into Saturday, looking pretty good. Look at Saturday morning, nice clean slate. Saturday afternoon, looks pretty good, right? We're looking at mostly dry conditions. Plan confidently. Go out there, enjoy it. Got a lot of events going on this weekend, Sweet Tea Festival. This is hard to believe, but this is Tropical Storm Gabrielle, or what the skeleton of what was a tropical storm. It's really struggling. The eye of it is right here, and you have some thunderstorms trying to fire off, but really not getting anywhere at this point. And Jed Kristoff made this wonderful graphic from this morning. It shows the Saharan dust getting choked up into basically the engine of this system. And it's sputtering. It's not doing very well. And the hope is it would dissipate altogether. May not hang on here. Now, National Hurricane Center is saying if it does hang on, this is the trajectory of this system, and it looks like by about Sunday going into Monday, we'll see this thing curving all the way out to the mid-Atlantic, may even go east of Bermuda. So the probability of this heading west is almost nil, almost. Never want to do 100% in meteorology, but it's pretty darn close as you're going to get. And then we have another potential area for development here. It's this cluster of thunder showers that's trying to hang on here. The environment's just been hostile to these tropical, kind of the nursery here of these tropical systems has not been favorable for development. Now, I think that's going to change a little bit next couple of days, going into the next couple of weeks here. But as we get closer to October, it becomes climatologically less favorable for these systems. So we're getting through the peak of the season here with very little, and that's good. We're going to try and keep it that way. Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, looking at those mid to maybe upper 80s, maybe upper 80s. Looking at those low to mid 80s going through next week. 30% chance of showers and thunderstorms will continue as we go Sunday through early next week. And same deal for the islands and beaches forecast. Let's talk traffic. Quick check here. Don Hope Bridge starting to slow down even more. We saw it a little bit earlier. It was starting to get a little bit more congested at this point. Starting to see a little bit more. And if you're coming off the Ravenel Bridge, getting to Mount Pleasant there, Highway 17, Johnny Dodge, you're running into a few problems there. A little bit of a slowdown. West Coleman, maybe a better bet just to swing around and eventually take 526. It's up to you. At this point, looks like that 17 route is a little crowded. Here's what we have for our drive time. Still 35 minutes for Mount Pleasant to West Ashley and about 35 for downtown to Somerville. West Ashley to Mount Pleasant, pretty good, 25 minutes. Hopefully we can keep it this well all the way through the evening, but we'll stay in touch with this.
Local businesses, big and small, are the highlight in Mount Pleasant today at the Chamber of Commerce's 15th Annual Business and Community Expo. News 2's Hannah Baker attended the expo to learn more about how it continues driving the town's economic growth and connections.
Behind me, dozens of local businesses have set up booths to connect the Mount Pleasant community. From startups to longtime favorites, the Chamber of Commerce's Business and Community Expo is giving small businesses a big platform.
We are a town and we will always try to think and feel like one.
For Mount Pleasant, it's all about shopping and supporting local. The Chamber of Commerce's Business and Community Expo brings together nearly 100 businesses at the Omar Shrine Center, all aiming to build connections and strengthen our community. A recent study by the Journal of Consumer Research ranked Mount Pleasant's economy #1 on the list of the top coastal cities to move to. And the town's growing popularity and prosperity continues providing opportunities for its local businesses.
We don't want everything to be a chain store in Mount Pleasant, and so we're putting an emphasis on that as well.
We've been the presenting sponsor for about 9 years now, and we believe it's critically important to support small business and local owners.
We're all local, hence the local car guy. We are local. We live here, we shop here, we dine here. We support the merchants that support us and work with us.
Organizers say events like this give local businesses a platform to connect with customers and with each other. The expo is open until 5 p.m. today. Reporting in Mount Pleasant, I'm Hannah Baker. Count on 2.
Happening in Mount Pleasant, runners, walkers, and kids can hit the trails at Laurel Hill County Park on Saturday, November 1st for the annual Chili Trail Run. The event features a 5K, 10K, and a kids dash with races starting at 9 a.m. Participants can enjoy post-race chili and an awards ceremony. Registration is open through October 29th at charlestoncountyparks.com. No on-site registration will be available.
Next on News 2.
A doctor explains why the number you see on the scale does not tell the whole story when it comes to your weight and overall health.
Chew Your Health, sponsored by Coastal Wound Care.
When it comes to losing weight, many people use a scale to check their progress, but that number does not tell the whole story.
That is, one big issue that we have with weight and also with body mass index or BMI, because you have to take into the fact that you're looking at improving someone's quality of life, which means, according to studies and research, that it has to be a loss in fat mass that we're looking for, or adipose tissue, as the medical personnel would talk about. So when we talk about the scale, I talk to patients about multiple things when it comes to weight, and not just the weight on the scale.
Dr. Paminda Kabandugama says many factors can impact the number on the scale, like the time of day. For example, weight may vary depending on whether you weigh yourself in the morning before breakfast or late in the afternoon. Other factors like water retention, bloating, or muscle gain from exercise can also make weight fluctuate. Instead of relying on the scale to track your progress, the picture method is another option. That's where you take a photo of yourself in the same clothes every 2 weeks. You could also use a tape measure to check your waist to hip ratio. But more importantly, pay attention to how you feel.
The biggest thing about weight is quality of life, and a lot of my patients, even patients who say, hey, I don't really move much on the scale, they will tell me things that are important, like, hey, I climb up and down the stairs without being winded. I'm not in pain anymore. I get to play with my kids a lot more. I mean, that's why the quality of life plays a role.
Dr. Kabandugama advises against weighing yourself every day, since daily weight tends to fluctuate and it can create an unhealthy habit. Instead, consider using the scale once or twice a week.
Next on News 2.
We'll hear more from the Drug Enforcement Administration about the fentanyl crisis sweeping through South Carolina. But before we go, we want to take a look at what's trending on our WCBD app right now. Melissa Jefferson Wooden advances to the finals in Tokyo. Gibbs Museum opens new art exhibition, and Santee Cooper tests dam sirens and messaging.
Stay in the know on the go with the News 2 app, sponsored by Charleston Amish Furniture. Now, your Storm Team 2 forecast first. Sponsored by Revive Roofing and Exteriors.
Well, how about it? A pretty good afternoon across the low country. Could see more of the same as we head towards this weekend. Here's what we have out towards Edisto at this hour. Folks enjoying the beach, all the sunshine and the warmth out there. Temperatures a little on the warmer side today compared to yesterday, seeing those mid to upper 80s, even some low 90s as you're getting up in the northern section of Dorchester County. A few thunder showers trying to get going here or there. Most of us are staying dry. There's that 90-degree mark up towards St. George, 88 in King Street, 84 for Georgetown. Johns Island, you're at 86 degrees. And as we're planning out the rest of the evening, we are looking at dry conditions and temperatures down into the 70s. We're going to be talking about the rest of the weekend and the long-range forecast coming up here.
Thanks, Brant. Berkeley County deputies arrested a Moncks Corner woman after finding drugs and a gun inside a vehicle at the Cypress Gardens boat landing. Deputies say they approached a car during extra patrols after a citizen reported it had been parked for some time. Inside the car, they found 33-year-old Crystal Lynn Montgomery, along with fentanyl pills, cocaine, psilocybin mushrooms, and marijuana, and a 9mm handgun. Montgomery faces multiple charges, including trafficking fentanyl, manufacturing a controlled substance, and possession of a weapon during a violent crime. Breaking news in Columbia. Leaders are warning you at home about a massive fentanyl crisis sweeping through South Carolina. State House reporter Caroline Yaffa was at the press conference today and brings us an in-depth look at the threat and the efforts to fight back.
The Drug Enforcement Administration says with South Carolina's growth, the state is a target for drug trafficking, powered by cartels, violent dealers, and prison-based networks. The DEA identifies the Sinaloa cartel as a key player, moving large quantities of fentanyl, meth, cocaine, and counterfeit pills, often through Atlanta. The cartel uses pill presses to make deadly fentanyl look like legitimate medication.
All it takes is one pill, all it takes is one death for it to forever affect your life and your family's life.
They also say drug seizures are rising. Just this year alone, officials seized over 140 kilos of fentanyl, 232 kilos of cocaine, and more than $4.4 million in cash and assets. Across several states, authorities have reported 25,000 fraudulent electronic prescriptions and 54 pharmacy burglaries in the last 18 months. Sterling says 100% of major drug casings in the state have ties to prison-based operations, with inmates running networks from behind bars. In Columbia, I'm Caroline Yaffa.
Reaction from the right and left is coming in swiftly after Disney indefinitely suspended comedian Jimmy Kimmel over his comments about MAGA and the suspect in the Charlie Kirk murder. Disney's decision came after Nexstar Media Group, WCBD's parent company, announced it was pulling the show from all of its ABC affiliates for the foreseeable future. NBC's Melanie Zanona reports.
Late night TV has lost another comedian. Disney ABC indefinitely suspending Jimmy Kimmel last night after the host's comments on Monday about the man accused of killing conservative activist Charlie Kirk.
The MAGA gang desperately trying to characterize this kid who murdered Charlie Kirk as anything other than one of them and doing everything they can to score political points from it.
Those words angering conservative critics. Today in London, President Trump praising the move.
He said a horrible thing about a great gentleman known as Charlie Kirk, and Jimmy Kimmel is not a talented person. He had very bad ratings, and they should have fired him a long time ago.
Federal Communication Commission Chairman Brendan Carr criticized Kimmel's comments and suggested on a conservative podcast that there was a strong case for action against Disney and ABC. Hours later, Nexstar, the largest owner of local stations, declared none of its markets would run The Kimmel Show. Carr says local stations have the right to preempt programming it doesn't like.
We're in the midst of a massive shift in dynamics in the media ecosystem for lots of reasons. Again, including the permission structure that President Trump's election has provided.
Nexstar is in the midst of a $1 billion acquisition with another media company that needs FCC approval. President Trump nominated Carr to chair the agency that oversees licenses for broadcast stations. The FCC does not supervise cable networks or the internet. Fellow comedians took to Kimmel's defense on social media. And critics say removing him for his words violates the First Amendment.
Having the government sanction what we say, to censor what we say, to control what we say is a very dangerous precedent. This is a 5-alarm fire.
We must be careful not to allow the government to punish critics simply because of content.
And 2 months ago, CBS canceled Stephen Colbert's late night show. Colbert was another critic of President Donald Trump's, and that move also came in the middle of another billion-dollar broadcast deal that required FCC approval. Melanie Znona, NBC News, Washington.
Andrew Alford, president of Nexstar's broadcasting division, released a statement on the decision saying, quote, Mr. Kimmel's comments about the death of Mr. Kirk are offensive and insensitive at a crucial time in our national political discourse. And we do not believe they reflect the spectrum of opinions, views, or values of the local communities which we are located, end quote.
Next on News 2.
Coming up, we'll hear from a special guest about the upcoming 16th annual Avondale 5K. Stay with us.
And let's take a look at the wind and waves forecast as we're heading out of the water tomorrow. We are looking still on the calmer side of things. Easterly winds should be on the low side. As we head towards this weekend, however, winds are expected to pick up a little bit, so may even have some small craft advisories in place for Saturday and Sunday. That forecast still coming together. Here's the tides. High tide coming up here at about 6:30. Low tide just after midnight, then high tide once again about 7 a.m. tomorrow morning. You're watching News 2.
Thank you for staying with News 2. We have a special guest with us today who will share details about a beloved community event. The 16th annual Avondale 5K Run and Walk for kids with special needs, benefiting the Charles Webb Center. This year's event invites everybody to participate, whether you run, walk, or roll on Saturday, October 11th. Last year, the race drew a record-breaking crowd of over 500 participants and raised nearly $50,000 for the Charles Webb Center. With your support, we're aiming even higher this year. In a heartfelt tribute, this year's race will honor Dr. Heather Hall, a cherished College of Charleston professor who tragically passed away in an accident while traveling. Dr. Hall was known for her passion, kindness, and dedication to her students, and she was a strong advocate for children with special needs, serving on the Disabilities Board of Charleston. Joining us to discuss all of the details is Jim Grogan. Now, thanks for coming on, Jim. Can you tell us a little bit about this 5K and ways that people can participate?
Yeah, the 5K, I like to say it's the 14th running of the 16th annual. Yeah. We had one COVID year and we had one hurricane wipe us out. But we've had great sponsors over the years. The race is run right through the beautiful area of Avondale. We have a great after party at the Triangle Char Bar. It's just to come on out and support children with special needs. You know, if you have a child with special needs, you can't send that child to a regular daycare. So this is a daycare that you can send that child to, and if you can't send them there, then you can't go to work. So we need to raise the kind of funds that allow people to go to work and help take care of these special needs children.
Absolutely, it's a great resource. And now I know this 5K is in honor of Dr. Hall. Can you talk a little bit about her impact, here in the
Well, I mean, she was on the board, the Disabilities Board, and she volunteered every year at the race. So physically, she got in the community and helped out. So she's going to be missed.
Absolutely. Now, the details for the event are Saturday, October 11th, including locations. Can you talk a little bit about just some of those, details, just so people know where to be? And
they can go to avondale5k.com to register. It's $40 up until the day of the race, $45 day of. We're looking to have between 500 and 600 runners. As I said, it's a great after party. We have a raffle also to raise funds. I think we're giving. We're only selling 200 tickets, and there's $2,000 worth of restaurant coupons that have been donated by great restaurants in Charleston. Absolutely. So you can bring your dog, you can bring your stroller, you can walk. It's a 5K, so everybody should be able to get on out and do a 5K. Yeah. Please come on out and support us. And if you can't get there, we love donations. Clemson and South Carolina are out of town that week, so no excuse to be on the road here in the Low Country. Come on out and run, 8 o'clock in the morning, October 11th.
Definitely. That sounds like a great cause. And you heard them October 11th. We're headed to a quick break, but we'll be back in a few minutes with even more. Today, we are talking about the importance of preparing for storms before it's too late. Let's check back in with our chief meteorologist, Rob Fowler, at Generator Supercenter over in Mount Pleasant. Rob, how's it going?
Well, it's going well, Gabriel. This is obviously still hurricane season, so we can't let our guard down. So far, so good, knock on wood, but we know we still got a lot more hurricane season yet to go, and that's where Strick and Generator Supercenter comes in. And
indeed, Rob. Good to see you again.
Good to see you, my friend.
How's it going?
I know you got caught in traffic a little bit, but you made it.
Yep, absolutely. Glad to have you guys here today.
Well, we're happy to talk about keeping people safe and prepared. That's what you guys do.
This time of year especially, folks that have been ignoring their generator all year, now we've got these hurricane coverage going on the news. Folks want to get their generator ready for what is now peak hurricane season. They're giving us a call here at Generator Supercenter of Charleston. We're getting everybody's generator ready, and we're also installing new generators for customers who want to be protected not only the remainder of this season, but seasons to come.
The cool thing, you have this Gen monitor that you can monitor wherever.
Yeah,
and
that's right.
Tell us about this.
So it's a cellular-driven device. It's not reliant on your home's internet connection. It's reliant on the cellular connection. We have a direct monitored device to an individual's generator. We can see its status. We can make sure that it's running. We can diagnose it if there's a problem, and we can make sure that it's on green in the event that we are having a landfall event.
So if there's some folks that have a generator and they just can't get out there to check it, you guys are actually monitoring it for them.
That's correct. We have a full-time service coordinator. She begins and ends her day with all of our monitored generators. We have a lot of customers whose homes it's their second home, and they'll give us a call and say, hey, we've got Hurricane Gabrielle or Hurricane whatever at the front door. How am I looking? And we'll say, here you go. Here's a screenshot. Your generator's good to go. You are just fine, Mrs. Johnson.
And I know you guys cover up and down the coast, and how's your mindset for the rest of the hurricane season? I know you're ready to go.
So I mentioned it, and I got a haircut in June, and I haven't gotten a haircut since. I said I'm not going to get it cut till October. I want to make sure. It's a superstitious thing. Hopefully we dodge a nasty hit from a hurricane this year.
I'm digging the hair, though.
You like that? Yeah, it looks good, doesn't it? Yeah.
All right, hopefully I'll get a haircut sometime soon. But again, we're talking generators here. We'll be back here live coming up in just a few minutes. We'll send it back to our News 2 studios.
All right, we're going to get an Excel spreadsheet here. Start getting some data analysis, haircuts versus landfalls, hurricanes. We're going to see if we can put something together. So far, if that's working, why not? Not hurting anything. Here we go. Francis Marion Hotel looking over downtown. It's a sunny day. It's a nice day. A little bit on the drier side out there. That's also nice. Getting a little bit of taste of fall there. We got a little isolated pop-up there just to the northwest of Georgetown. Getting a little bit of rainfall with that one. The rest of us staying mostly dry. A few of those down in Carleton County, getting down towards Beaufort a little bit there. The Savannah River being the dividing line. Here you go southwest of there. You're getting a little bit more those isolated thunderstorms this afternoon. But most of the low country is dry. Does that stay that way this evening? I think for the most part we do. We're going to be seeing mostly clear conditions. Here's Friday morning, clean slate, plenty of sunshine. Friday afternoon, you get, I like to call a cumulus field. It's a field of cumulus clouds, those puffy white clouds. And some of those may go vertical. They may start going up, and you get some showers out of those. We'll have just enough, a little bit of a kick where one or two of those could end up becoming an isolated thunderstorm as we get towards Friday evening. But again, you'll be lucky if you run into it. Most of us will stay dry for Friday. Let's go ahead and early Saturday, going to Saturday afternoon, and you're starting to see a little bit more organized activity out to the northwest, just on the other side of the Appalachian Mountains. This is going to be eventually moving its way down into the low country as we get into Sunday. So it's not going to be a deluge, but we'll have some isolated thunderstorms that will have a better chance of making their appearance. We do have some easterly winds that we're talking about. Northeasterly winds for Friday afternoon could kick up offshore. Talk about 4 to 6 foot swells being possible as we head into this weekend. 3 to 5 foot as of right now, and then likely getting to 4 to 6 perhaps as we head towards Sunday. Here's what Saturday afternoon is looking like as far as the winds. Could be on the breeze side, gusts pushing about 20, 25, maybe even 30 in some isolated spots. And out towards Lake Moultrie or heading just offshore, you're going to see some of those winds. Here's what we have as far as the tropics. I mean, the skeletal formation of Gabrielle, what's left of it here. It's trying. Notice it's not completely gone. Some thunderstorms trying to refire near the core, but it's struggling. And hopefully we'll see this get snuffed out here in the next 48 hours or so. If it hangs on, even if it does, likely going to be swinging northeast of Bermuda. So it'll be something that we could pencil in as gone by the time we get to next week. Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, looking at those mid to upper 80s, and then small chance for showers and thunderstorms as we head towards next week. How about the islands and beaches forecast? Still that 30% chance of showers and thunderstorms, those low 80s. It's going to be gorgeous weather. Let's talk about traffic a little bit. We are seeing a little bit more of a slowdown here. Don Holt Bridge, looking at I-26, 526 towards the airport. Going from North Charleston down to West Ashley, you got a pretty good slowdown that direction. I-526 south of Leeds Avenue, you can see it's moving, but it's slow. It's a slow going day down that direction. 45 minutes Mount Pleasant to West Ashley, downtown to Somerville, you're hitting about 40 minutes at this point. So it's starting to uptick just a little bit here, but overall, things are moving.
NBC announced that Saturday Night Live, or SNL, will return for its 51st season on October 4th. And the host will be three-time Grammy winner Bad Bunny. He returns for his second time as host, but the singer will not be pulling double duty that night. The musical guest is Doja Cat, who will be making her debut as a musical guest on the show. After that, opening week, Amy Poehler will host week 2 with role model and musical guest. Then in week 3, October 18th, Sabrina Carpenter will serve as host and musical guest.